All
So
right,
beautiful. I love that.
there we go. So we are live for session 35. Session 35 of Forbidden Lands. At which point you guys are ready to take on the gods themselves.
I can't believe we're all still alive.
As long as the gods cast lots of magic and get mishaps on their spells, you guys will be fine.
We're ready to take on the god, but we can still be killed by a skeleton and get a good shot.
Hey, I'm ready to take on
Yeah.
George Foreman. That doesn't mean I'm going to win.
I'm sure there's a squirrel out there with Anita's name all over.
We have the hubris to fight
Yeah.
anyone,
I'm
and
confident
we
you can
can
take the
lose
squirrel
to
now,
anyone.
Dizzy.
All right, so you guys are on your way back to the starting village of Tenora. I really should have written down how to pronounce it. With slaves that you rescued after a fairly harrowing fight that turned your way when the sorceress amongst them miscast a fireball spell and blew up herself and several of her allies. Up till then, though, things were looking dicey. You guys had decided to retreat before this unfortunate turn of events, or fortunate, depending on which side of the Game Master screen you're on. So you guys have slowly been making your way back down to the village where you started, hoping Trustius is hoping to convince the mayor to further his study of death magic, knowing she's a powerful necromancer. Hopefully be able to trade some of the treasure that you've accumulated for some cattle for your own village. And I believe Culdy still has some store credit that he can work off there.
I do.
And I believe the plan is to stop by one of your first semi-permanent encampments at the Owlbear Cave to pick up anything you may have left there. But it is a bright and shiny morning, not a raindrop to be felt, no strong winds blowing. Kind of a late spring temperature, so moderately cool in the morning, but warming up as the day goes on. Perfect day for traveling, and you figure you're probably a couple of hours from the cave, and then assuming you don't tarry too long, you should be able to make the original village by nightfall. Along the way, you did find a massive pile of dragon poop that
Yeah, it's a problem.
that Caldi decided to sift through since he saw some shiny stuff in it. Made out
That's
fairly
pretty
well,
gross.
actually.
Oh, Aldi.
So gross.
I need to ask a mandatory question. Is dragon poop an alchemical ingredient of some sort?
Not that anybody's aware of. I mean, it might be really good fertilizer.
Do I want to know how he identified that this is actually dragon poop?
Probably not.
I think it was Trustius actually who made the lore roll. Looks like Caldi did as well, though. And the fact that as you looked up, you did see a very large winged shape in the distance. Large enough between the size that you saw flying away and the amount of droppings that it's not like some little drake or anything of that nature. It is a full-on adult-sized, extremely dangerous dragon that may or may not have marked its territory.
And can I do lore check about what is a dragon?
You sure can. Anybody who wants to know a little bit about dragons can give me a lore check.
In the context of like we're in Forbidden Lands and it might not be exactly what I said.
Oh, this should be funny. I made a lore check. What the hell?
You didn't even substitute your might for the lore check.
I didn't even substitute, no. Wow, didn't expect that.
All right. Oh, so most of you know a little bit about dragons. Dragons in that you're familiar with, dragons from the Empire, dragons from the Forbidden Lands, are usually fairly small. And by small, we mean things that weigh maybe 2 tons at the upper limit. The one that you saw was larger, and there are stories of massive dragons that like lay waste to cities with their fiery breath, their impenetrable scales. They're moderately smart from the stories you've heard. They're able to negotiate and deal. They're definitely much more than mere animals. Although smaller ones tend to be a little bit more bestial. The stories of the legends ones, legendary dragons, are that they are cunning, that they are shrewd, that they like to negotiate, they like to make deals, all to amass more treasure for their hoard. The stories that you've heard, those deals usually tend to go poorly for the people who aren't the dragon. There's way more tales of legendary dragons than there are tales of legendary dragon slayers. As far as any of you have heard, dragons are capable of breathing a tremendous gouts of fire. But it's not like D&D where there's different breath weapons. All the stories of all the dragons that you guys have heard they breathe fire. Very, very strong fire, but fire.
So it crosses above the griffin.
Yes. And judging from the size of this dragon that Kuldi saw flying in the distance, it is not one of the smaller, more bestial dragons.
Yikes.
Well, that's
Obi,
not my fault.
resist the urge to negotiate with that thing.
Of course, we've seen a wyvern, right?
Yes, you have.
How does this compare to that?
It's probably 5 or 6 times the size of a wyvern and way more intelligent. Like a full-grown wyvern is probably about maybe 1,000 pounds, maybe 2,000 pounds of like muscle. Wyverns generally don't have any sort of fiery breath, although they are poisonous, or I guess venomous. But they're kind of on the smaller side. They're much more akin to the bestial dragons as opposed to the legendary ones. But given the size of this beast and the amount of food it likely has to consume, you would Okatai with your and actually Desi, you got 2 successes on lore. Desi, you would feel comfortable knowing that this thing would have a very, very large territory. Its territory would be probably several hundred miles, not just the immediate vicinity.
Yeah, I think we learned that last week.
Yeah. I mean, it does mean your little village may be, in the center of the dragon's territory, but
Grand.
So I'll put up the building of the tower up in the list of priorities.
Probably be a good idea.
How do we feel about Ballista?
How do we feel about
That-
hiding?
I'm not opposed from a dragon.
Hiding is fine. However, hiding an entire village, if necessary, would be problematic.
Might be tough.
That's why I'm thinking about a bunch of Ballistas. Make us prickly.
Alright. We should probably keep going. I don't really need to smell dragon shit any longer than absolutely necessary.
Yeah, I'll wash off in a stream or something.
I would greatly appreciate that, yeah.
Okay.
I bet this would make a great fertilizer.
If I have to run and save you, I would rather not pick you up with you smelling like you do right now.
I don't know. I'm half tempted to carry some of this stuff with me, just
No.
rub it all over myself in case that dragon comes
Ah!
on the thinking that a dragon probably doesn't want to eat its own shit.
I guess you wanted to sell up the village as fertilizer.
Does your lore tell you that, or is that just a hope and a prayer?
That's the hope and a prayer. There's not a lot. I don't know if anybody else has tried it.
Ah.
Hey, Chris, if the dragon really wanted to, do you think it could fit into the owlbear cave, or no way?
No way. I mean, it could stick its head in and breathe fire, but it itself probably would not be able to fit in.
We could turn it into
Well, that was the
an
next
oven.
question, so that's good to know. Because I'm like, potential hiding spot, and then I said, no, it could still probably breathe into there and cook us like an oven.
Yeah, that does not sound any more appealing than Caldy being coated in shit. Both of those things sound terrible.
I mean, on the plus side, dragon fired cob oven pizza.
So,
So if we can convince a young dragon to be officially in charge of roasting or creme brulee, we could start a business with that. But I think the terms are low.
Right. So you guys are gonna.
let's keep going as fast as possible. Please and thank you. Those aren't words I use lightly, so
All right.
Let's move.
Right.
I mean, though, it's a few. If it's got a territory of a few 100 miles, I hate to ask this, Caldy, but was it warm in there?
I really wasn't paying that much attention to the temperature. I was trying to get the job done.
I believe the term
How
is,
recent is this, actually? Yeah, good. That's a good question.
I believe the term is moist.
Yes.
No, the term I was looking for was definitely warm.
It's not so old that it had started to dry out.
I was just thinking that, the warmer it is, the more recent it is. Because we haven't noticed a pile like this before. Maybe it'll move on to the rest of its territory fairly quickly. Or maybe we'll get to the village and find it a smoking crater. But
Or he was just sitting in all corners of his territory, and that's the farthest he'll go that way.
maybe. But yeah, we should keep going and hope for the best.
All right. So I don't need a lead the way roll because you guys have been through here before, but I do need somebody to give me a scouting roll.
I'll give that a shot.
What time of the
I
day
already
is
got
it?
my unexpected success on
Yeah.
lore roll. Let's not push things.
It's like morning when you set out. Yeah, I think we did food and water for the day, but I can't remember, so you guys don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I don't think we did, but okay.
So you guys set off, making your way through the forest in the direction of your Owlbear Cave. You guys have traveled this way fairly often. This is like the most direct path between the cave and the village. So this is a well-worn trail for you guys. No sign of anything out of the ordinary. Khalid, nothing catches your eye. Nothing seems out of place. When you get to the Owlbear Cave after like a couple of hours, everything seems to be just as you left it. Nothing has moved in the meantime. Nothing has seemed to ransack the few supplies that you have. The rain barrel that you guys had set outside is still there. It's full because it's rained several times since you were last here.
The fucking squirrel still here.
There is. He's like kind of waiting there, sitting on a little ledge, kind of looking at you. You swear his arms are crossed.
I'll just scowl at it.
Just good to see you. I'll toss him some like acorns or something I found along the way, expecting to meet him.
Why? Why do you do this? Why?
I like to make powerful allies.
Lucien!
You've had more trouble with that squirrel than I've seen you with the zombies.
Yeah, well,
So
zombies don't fit into tiny spaces.
Lucian will like kind of scamper down, grab the acorns, gives Desi a look. Like, you could swear, like, if a squirrel could do the, like, you know, keeping my eyes on you gesture, he would do that.
Does he frown? I don't like fucking acorns. You creepy little thing.
And then it just scampers back into the darker recesses of the caves. So here at the cave, you guys have left, there's a spear, there's a barrel, 2 big tents, 2 small tents, and then a couple pieces of wood and dark wood.
I'll take one of the small tents.
We'll need to check how much gear I'm already carrying. Oh. Do we have... Is anyone carrying a tent right now? Or is Okatai just
think so.
making...
I don't think so. I was making camp every time without a tent.
I had
Alright.
one, but somebody relieved me of it to help me my burden of not being able to carry stuff.
I will grab one of the large tents. If you could move that over for me, please.
I know I had a small tent to start at campaign start, but I think I either left it here or someone volunteered to carry it for me.
I think
Think the rest is here.
Yeah, I think it's one of the 2 that's here.
So do we want to just take one small tent, one large tent? Do we want to just take one large tent and sell off the other 2? 3?
Can I put some material in my horse?
You sure can.
Good. That is carrying capacity.
We should definitely take the wood. We want to sell
Yeah,
it off, right?
And I want to keep my dark wood for Frog Day.
Yeah, that's the stuff you've been making your harpoons out of, right?
Exactly. Love that wood. If I could grow it in the village, I would. But
All right.
Last time I went here-
I'm not going to take that small tent.
Yeah, you can
Well, I
easily
can.
throw it on the horse.
Yeah, I can put all of your tents and my wood on the horse. We can eat some and we can sell some.
Yeah, well, as long as we've got. I mean, we've been doing without them, but it's kind of nice. It lets you set up camp faster, doesn't it?
Exactly. Well, make it easier and make the camp more comfortable. And I have like 20 carrying capacity on my horse.
Yeah, so I mean, as long as we have one.
The large tent was able to fit 4 people, I think.
Yep. Basically, it's the difference between a +1 or a +2 on the make camp rule.
It's a big one. Anyway, we usually have 4 people sitting and 1 people keeping guard, so we can switch even the tent.
Exactly.
So yeah. So
And did you still have your fur roll, Toby?
I have a sleeping fur, yeah.
Good, because it helps you sleep while I still have not made camp, and it happens quite often. So I wanted to make sure.
all right. So you guys take an hour or so to kind of load up Okatai's horse with the last remnants and stuff. Are you guys taking the water barrel or?
I mean, we could leave the barrel here and just every time we stop by here, we have water. It's practical.
Yeah. We could load up on our. Refill everybody's water skins and leave it here for the next time.
That's awesome idea.
I know I need more water. And I've barely got any food left.
We're thinking of leaving my spare spear here. So if we ever are in a situation where we need to regroup here, I still have a weapon I can grab. Yeah,
Sounds like a
plan. I was thinking like we could like shoot up something here so we can leave a couple of things in the cave. If we
Yeah.
need to regroup, we could regroup here, like a shield and a couple of weapons and stuff. Just so if we're in the deep end, we have a place to go.
If I had been thinking about it, I would have brought my spare sword and left it here, but
We're gonna leave the barrel outside, and I'm gonna try to start place the spear somewhere, and we can start a cave here. No place to leave some stuff.
Perfect. All right. So you guys get everything situated, load up the horse, leave a couple of things behind just in case you need a fallback position, and you can start making your way towards the village. I will need another scouting roll.
Making the way in the world today.
Just keep it under 15 seconds.
That's what she said.
I greatly doubt it.
Oh, I'm in bad shape.
Oh. Yeah, knowing that there's a dragon around, you're a little bit nervous, a little bit jumpy. Things that you would normally just write off as, oh, that's just a flock of birds flying overhead. You're like, is that a flock of birds flying because they're scared? And by the time afternoon passes and you guys are kind of traveling along the coast, your wits are pretty frazzled. On the plus side, though, because of your kind of heightened nervousness, you don't see anything that is getting ready to jump you or anything. And you guys know that as long as you follow this coast, you should hit the wall of the village by sundown.
So the plan was to buy some cattle. Did we need other specific thing from the village?
Sorry, what was that?
Everyone. So I think the goal was to buy some cattle, but did we need anything else specific we want to buy from the village?
Tony wanted some training. that's about it.
I think he wanted to buy some arrows too.
Yeah, so he wanted to pick up some arrows so he didn't have to use my willpower to get them.
Um,
Yeah, and if
I
there,
will, but
yeah, there is a thriving was a thriving market here last time you guys were here. So if there is anything that people feel like they need to pick up, it's an opportunity for sure.
I wanted to ask, and I just remembered, since I came in late last game, do you mind if I asked people to start rebuilding the market at the village before we left?
Yeah, that would have been fine.
Technically, when we came back last time, the garden would have been finished rebuilt.
Okay. Right. I need one more scouting roll from somebody.
We'll pass on this one.
I can do it.
'Cause I took 2 willpower. Well, sorry, I got 2 willpower out of that.
Hey, Chris, when I last played, I had some damage. Have I had a chance to rest?
Yes, you would have rested.
Yeah. Easily input because that's a dragon.
All right. Ooh,
That's it. All right. Let's try using a pride on this.
you can use your pride if you like, if it's applicable.
Not
Did he do his pride yet, or no?
I tried,
No.
but it didn't work. So I'm just gonna reload the page.
We're getting some
No.
background noise from you, Yorick. Yeah, fucking squirrel.
Oh, there you go. All right. So as you're making your way, kind of like out of the jungles into the more kind of grassy terrain and the little beaten path that leads down to the village, Okatai, you spot in the tree line what looks like the remnants, like the stone part of an old well.
I had a weird moment of dread, and it was like, wait, no, wrong game.
Well, it's real.
This game ain't much better.
The trauma, it just carries over.
This game isn't much better. You just have a sword here.
Oh, Desi is much more capable than Evelyn.
But yes, like the old, like the stone framework of a well, the like the little roof that goes over the well, and the winch with the bucket and the rope and everything, that is long since rotted away. It's just the stonework.
Seems to be the remnant of an old building over there. Well, I believe the well. There might have been a building close. Want to check that out?
Sure. People don't usually build wells in the middle of nowhere. Do they?
Some ruins nearby or something. Last time we find a chest and a couple of flying.
Hmm.
So I'll be on your guard.
There's a well out here somewhere.
I'm gonna go down there and that spot. Again, people not too far.
So yes, as you make your way over to this this little stone well, it's not a terribly big well. It's maybe 4 or 5 feet across. You look down, you can see the surface of the water down a fair ways, probably 4 or 5 meters down, and there's definitely the glint of sunlight on something metal down in the waters.
I'm gonna sound like Kobe, but I think I see some metal, something metallic in the bottom of the well.
Yeah, that does kind of sound like Goldie.
How deep does the well sound?
It's probably 4 or 5 meters down to the water surface.
You want to lower me down with a rope, and I'll go get it?
20 meters of rope, so that should be enough. You're
You're
not that
definitely the
heavy.
latest one.
I would be the light. Yeah, I'm the lightest one. I'm only about 40 pounds.
Oh yeah, at most. Having carried you a couple of times.
And tie a rope up to you and lower you down.
All right.
This dash, I was taking a bath.
So whoever is
Just take
doing the lowering can give me an athletics roll,
After that digging around.
or I
to
guess
eat.
might roll in this game.
I can tie him up. Toby, you go down, and Desi, you want to hold the rope?
Yeah, I can lower him down and haul him up. Yell
I'm
if
gonna
you get in
keep,
trouble down there.
I'm gonna keep a harpoon in hand, so if something moves down there, I'm gonna.
Yes.
Because I know
Just
you're
in
not
case
good
I
at throwing stuff.
In case I can't pull him fast enough, having you kill whatever is attacking him would be handy. Over you go!
Right.
Run away.
So Desi can give me a might roll.
Don't let me down.
All right.
But you wanted to go down. How about I let you down gently?
So yeah, you lower Cully down gently. The walls there, Cully, they are fairly slick. You're quite glad that you just didn't decide to just climb down.
I ain't no athlete.
But yeah, with your dark vision down here, you can see, and there are there's like bone fragments down here. Looks like various animals that may have like accidentally fallen into the well over time. But you also find a total of 12 copper coins.
All right. Let's add that to our pile.
But yeah, the water is kind of it's stagnant, but it's not algae covered because not enough sunlight gets down here. So the coins aren't slimy or anything, but there's a small handful of copper.
Nothing else? No swords, nothing?
Nope.
Zombies?
Nope.
Good thing it's only a small handful, because you only got small hands.
Well, it's a small
It-
handful
it
by quality
costs.
standards. He found
But
12
small
pennies.
hands, but big pockets.
Found 12,
All right, whoever's
12
doing our
pennies.
loot, I think that's Okatai. Please add that to our loot.
Uh,
We'll
12
spend it.
more
down.
copper.
12 copper.
12 more copper.
And I'll get Desi to give me another might roll to haul Culty up.
Alrighty.
Perfect. So yeah, you lower him down. He scoops up some pennies and pull him back up. None the worse for wear.
Smell a little better.
Well, now it's like dragon shit and stagnant water.
Well, it's a little better.
And then you guys can continue on. One final scouting roll before you get to the village, just as nightfall, just as evening sets in.
I can't make
Just
that.
someone else than me, I just broke my brain doing that roll. 3 damage to my will. So
Do you want me to do the scouting? Because that's likely. I mean, I can try.
Yeah, you give it a shot.
for Risen, maybe his brain is in better state.
Oh, do I push it?
I got a good wit, so I can do it. I don't have any scouting, but I got wits.
Yeah, I won't push it then.
Okay, perfect. So as the sun starts to set and starts to get on to evening, keeping your eye open just in case. But by the time you get back onto the well-tread trail that leads from the village up to the swamps where they get the tar for their tar pits, no sign of anything. But Ryzen, you do note that some of the area around here, the grasslands around this path, they look barren. Like something has basically like devastated the foliage in a fairly wide swath around the path.
Uh-oh.
Does it look like possibly either fire damage or the kind of damage that happens from magical misfirings, like a certain person in the party had one time?
As you kind of stop to take a look, kind of bend down, it doesn't look burnt, it doesn't look charred, and it doesn't necessarily look dead like Trustius's magic tends to do. It looks like it's been like just eaten down to the stub.
Like perhaps a plague of insects or something like that.
Something along those lines.
All right, I note this and I go, well, you don't see this every day. And I point to some of the devastated area. I think we might have plagues of something causing this.
Remotely tell me anything about that?
You can give me a let's say either lore or survival.
Chris.
Survival.
Yep.
My lore roll earlier, did it tell me what dragons eat?
Most dragons are carnivorous.
Okay.
According to the stories, it's heard they have a preference for virgins, since that seems to be what's always sacrificed to them. So yeah, Okta, as you look at this, it's definitely the work of like a locust swarm sort of thing.
Definitely, it feels like locust. Pretty sure it was. Might be a problem. Maybe the village is gonna want to buy some food because they can't grow it anymore if the locust is eating everything.
Maybe.
We're gonna make sure to keep our field safe from those things. And I have no idea how.
I mean, she's got the dead doing her farming, so maybe they're fine. Maybe the locusts didn't get inside.
Oh, we're gonna need that. We're gonna need to check on that.
Mm.
By the way, thinking about like withering field. What did we do with the sword of the captain that we took down? The sword that withered like clams and flesh.
Pretty sure we gave that to Trustius.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure.
curious.
Because it seemed fitting that he would have the sword that, kills plant life.
Just curious if there was a relation between the sword that eats metal and the sword that eats flesh.
Mm.
And the withered field made me think about that. Like, is there a family bond between Rustbite and that thing? But it's just a thought that crossed my mind because of the withered field. You can keep on. That's something we need to address now.
So as you guys are, having this conversation on the road, you come to a very large wooden gate and stone walls running kind of as far as you can see. You know this is the gate that leads into the village. There are a couple of people kind of manning the little watchtowers. They have torches lit so that they can see since it's nighttime. And as you start to approach, they do kind of draw bows on you. Like, who goes there?
Sorry for kind of not late. Old acquaintance. Colby, you want to take that over? Or Risen? Not me.
It's your good buddy Caldy and his band of mighty warriors behind him. We've come back to visit, to drink, to spend some coin, and to renew old acquaintances with old friends.
We have friends here.
Keep your weapon sheathed. We'll be down and open the gate in a minute.
Thank you.
And after 5 or so minutes, the gates open. They are very large gates. They're like King Kong Skull Island type of gates, but they do open enough for you guys to make your way inside. And there's 2 guards. Look like fairly thuggish types. And looking you over, it's like taverns that way. Shops are closed up for the night. Business is in the morning. Don't start any trouble.
Never. You probably don't recognize it for the lack of trouble that we caused. And we'll move on in.
So yeah, it looks like as you guys make your way in, some of the trees, some of the grasses, some of the crops have definitely also been ravaged by insects. Not to the same extent as that kind of like large swath you found outside the gates, but there's definitely been some damage to their fields here. And as you look, you can see like the zombies and skeletons tending the field are, they're working away there.
All right. Well, I guess we got to find places to stay, right?
It'd probably be a good idea. I mean, we might be able to just pitch our tent someplace, but
We might
kind
check
of
the tavern. Yeah, the place for us.
Yep, there is a little tavern here, so.
I imagine spending some coin here will warm them up a bit.
Get into your store call.
What?
So yeah, so
I think a 2 coin ear should endear them to us.
Hmm.
You should find us more sympathetic if we do spend a bit of money.
so you guys can easily find the tavern. It's the place where the people are inside eating and drinking. It's a fairly basic establishment. You remember, it hasn't changed much from the first time you were here. But they have rooms, they have food, they have baths, they have laundry.
Laundry. What kind of crazy exotic thing is this?
For the small price of 5 copper, they'll take your clothes and wash them for you.
What?
I'm definitely taking him up on that.
That implies that I have more than one set of clothes. Do we, by the way, have more than one set of clothes? Just
Did you buy any clothes?
no.
Then no. Desi has been wearing the
Desi's just
same
kind of
clothes.
She scrubs off in a stream now and then, like everything, all at once.
God. I don't think I've ever made a character for a game that didn't buy at least 3 other sets of clothes.
You're so weird.
And I pull him out of my sack. That's not one. It's not a trade good.
Usually I buy more clothes, but considering how much weight is a problem in that game, I did not.
I think the only character I have right now that has a spare set of clothes is Evelyn, and that's in any. Oh no, sorry, my Star Trek character has other clothes, but yeah, not so much Desi or Bran.
I'm not sure if I have spare clothes on my gear because with weight and everything, I don't know if I can afford the weight for one.
Right, so
Maybe I should buy more clothes.
you guys have been wearing the same clothes for like 3 months.
Uh huh. Durable stuff.
Well,
I imagine she's like, patched it up now and then. It's no worse than stitching skin. I'll be fine. Hey, Caldy,
Yeah.
should I get more clothes?
Yeah. We'll talk in the morning. I'll sell something. We can get something. We can get.
All right, they're offering wash them.
I don't think clothes are even on the equipment, so that's why I never give any thought to it.
they are actually. Rags are 5 copper, simple clothing is 15 copper, fine garments are 4 gold.
Well, I know what I'm not buying.
No, I figure I owe you some money for services rendered, so I'll get you a wardrobe tomorrow.
Just simple stuff. I'm just gonna get it bloody anyway.
So red clothing. So the
Red
blood
would be
doesn't show?
best. It doesn't show as much. Red or black? Black would
Now
keep me warm.
let's not go with red. The people we're killing are dressed in red.
Yeah. I'd say green, but it would just end up looking brown real soon.
Yeah. If Dizzy is green, she's clean. If she's brown, she's killed someone.
I'm just gonna be brown all the time.
All right.
I usually scrub off in cold water. That gets rid of the blood, for the most part.
Sure it does.
For the most part.
So yeah, the innkeep sees your kind of sorry, bedraggled asses. Sits you down in the darkest corner of the inn.
We're gonna need baths and laundry. fact, I don't know. We just need bathrobes for tonight. Throw the rest out. We'll throw the stuff out tomorrow.
I know. I was gonna say, don't you dare tell them to burn my clothes.
Oh, I'm gonna take the bath, but they will have to live with the fact that I'm not gonna put on pants after that.
The innkeeper just looks at Desi and says, "Oh, don't worry. If we burn those, the fire would never go out. We're not touching them."
Thank you. I mean, let's face it. These pants have managed so far, and they're flexible. You know, I can move around.
They kind of crack a little, but okay.
Desi ends up in water often enough that they're definitely not clean by any stretch, but
I
they're
just
not.
realized we don't have a tailor.
So, baths,
Oh yeah.
wash clothes. You eating? You staying the night?
Food, room. How much for a bath?
Getting a room, 2 rooms, multiple rooms, dormitory.
1 second here.
How much for a room?
Separate room, meal, bath. Want hot bath or not?
For sure,
Don't
hot.
care. I don't care.
Let's call it 2 silver each.
How many of us are there right now officially?
There's 5. Plus there's all the slaves, but they kind of go off to their houses and stuff.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, we didn't just leave Trustius in the woods.
Trust is sulking in the woods. Nobody brings me along to anything.
Stayed in the barren field of skulls.
I mean, you can't do any damage there.
So 2 silver, 5 people. That's a gold.
Yes.
That's a gold.
I will pull out. But if I offered you a finely made two-handed sword worth 4 gold, do you think you'd give us 3 gold for it, and give us 2 gold, compass the? You know what? Give us if I give you that, will you give us 3 days of all of that?
Let me see the sword.
I'll reach in and I'll pull out a two-handed sword with 4 gold. That costs me 4 willpower.
I don't have the type of gold yet.
The tavern owner kind of look at the sword. No wait. So, 3 nights.
3 nights, baths every night, food, the whole caboodle.
Yep.
Perfect.
I'm gonna be taking a bath every night. Jeez.
If you want one.
You're gonna make me soft.
So as the barkeep, they kind of like gets the orders. The food comes around. It's like a decent meal. It's not just like the slop that they serve. There's like some roasted meat, some potatoes, root vegetables. Some ale or wine or water to wash it down with. It's pretty decent. Nothing compared to what Ryzen could put together at back home, but the staff here definitely knows their way around a tavern. Meantime, the tavern owner is kind of mounting the sword over the bar, trying to, and then he decides that he's just going to kind of leave it, You know how in like Old West saloons they have like the shotgun under the bar? He's got like
Yep.
a great sword under the bar now, in case there's any trouble. But basically, the hearty meal covers your need for food and water for the time that you're here, so you don't have to worry about rolling those.
Yay.
And we topped up our water from the well, right?
You did top up your water from the well.
So that goes up to
From the-
D12.
Yep. And because of the inn, you guys don't have to set a watch. Everybody can sleep at the same time in an actual bed in your own room
Weird.
with, like, you know, threadbare but still like blankets and pillows. It's the most comfortable you guys have been in forever.
So,
I mean, we normally sleep in the mayor's house. It's not that bad. Granted, that's because Culty and I took the bedroom. So it's not too bad at all. He doesn't take up much space. It's fine.
Aldi rubs the crown and says it's good to be the king.
so one night for all of us here is 70 worth of paying a guard at home.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's obvious, always something to sell.
Oh, thankfully.
I like the guard I paid for a while.
I'm just still reeling over the fact that I'm going to have other clothes. That just seems weird.
But yes, you guys can rest and relax in the tavern, get a good night's sleep. But as you're sleeping, you find yourself, all of you, find yourself in a familiar and safe place, whatever sort of place your mind would fill in as a safe and warm and welcoming place. Whether that's back home with your tribe or with your family or a jail cell or whatever you view as safe. But there's a man there that you don't recognize, wearing a mask that looks like a crow, and a long feathered robe. Seems somehow familiar. Like maybe somebody you've seen before, or maybe just kind of like a feeling that you have of familiarity. But he turns to you. Please forgive me for contacting you in this manner. Secrecy is of great importance. Word has reached me of your capacities. And forgive me for saying this, but you're agreed. So I have a proposition for you. In the lands to the northwest, where the three rivers meet, there's the tower of a powerful sorcerer. Strange being rumored to be half elf and half demon. Long since dead. Immensely powerful. And very wealthy. Her body and her treasures are still within the tower. Her bodiless spirit is there as well. And a truly powerful being. And kind of shakes his head. Don't worry, not you. Might fully awaken her. Awaken that few would wish to witness. But this is my offer. First, silver to be delivered to you the moment you agree. Secondly, information to assist you in the endeavor. And third, you can keep everything that you find in the tower and the tower itself. The only item I desire is the heart of the sorceress. Is this something you feel you could do?
Who the hell are you?
I am no threat to you.
Obviously. Few people are. That doesn't answer my question. Because there's something about you that's just niggling at the back of my brain.
I have that effect on people. But I haven't had many names over the length of my life.
Toss a couple out.
He tosses some names out. None of them sound familiar to you at all. They are distinctly non-human names, though.
Yeah, none of those sound right.
Or a lore check or something needs to be run.
Yes, you can give me a lore check.
Can anybody do a lore check?
Sure.
A wit's their shot, though.
Yay.
That's the problem.
Are we in separate dream or?
Yeah, are we all in separate dreams or are we all in the same dream?
You are all in separate dreams.
Okay. Damn it.
Time to roll.
Chris,
Yes.
are we aware that we're dreaming?
Yes.
Or is it one of those... Okay. Alright.
Are you yourself, sorcerer?
Oh, what'd I get out of that?
All right, give me a sec here.
Are you texting it to me?
Nope, I'm just saying. So everybody except for Debbie. All right. So the various names that get tossed out, they're all Elvish names, which makes sense. Elves are immortal. Some of the names that get tossed out, though, you have heard in reference to tales, always surrounding like a powerful sorcerer. Kind of like how, like if you kind of like use a monomyth, for example, how like the various magicians in legend and mythology are all the same being, you know, whether it's Merlin or whoever. That sort of thing. These names crop up in that sort of circumstance. Legendary and powerful sorcerers attached to a couple of the names that get thrown at you, but all of them Elvish.
All right. I will say, greed is a prime motivator for me, but so is self-preservation, and I am of an age. I'd need assurances that should we be successful, nothing comes back on us, and I'm also would be far more convincing to my compatriots and dedicated to the task if somehow we could get free of this demon curse that's has a grasp of the souls of all who are on this island.
I'm aware of the curse. While I cannot directly intervene with that, I know the whereabouts of that which you seek.
Well, that'll be part of the information that I need. It wouldn't be this heart, would it?
No.
Are you after the same thing we are?
No, I am not.
This heart, when I see it, will I be overcome with greed and be tempted not to turn it over to you?
Quite possibly, but that would be foolish.
That's true, but a wise man wouldn't be on this island. One last question, I guess. As part of the reward, a legendary persona of your caliber. Can you hide our group from the eyes of those watching us? Who are after the I guess some of the more rare wealth that we carry around with us?
I can certainly mask you from their attention.
Well, then, if you can do that and provide the information, and all other aspects of the deal remain the same, I am your man.
Excellent.
And that's how my conversation went. I don't know how your guys are going to do it.
Right. So we'll cut to somebody else's dream.
And do you want to go on, Desi?
Sure.
Or do you want me to take over for a bit?
No, go for it.
I assume you'd be a sorcerer yourself?
Yes.
So I will have to ask, what do you intend to do with that art?
It's not something that should be within the realm of mortal men.
But if it could affect my continuing existence or my enjoyment of it, I'd rather be aware of why I'm working for something.
The heart is something that is not meant for mortals to trifle with. I would rather it not fall into the wrong hands.
Do you have intention of using it yourself?
No.
You just want to safeguard it.
I want to make sure that it is dealt with.
You will need to understand that I will need to talk with my brethren before I agree to anything.
Of course.
You wouldn't happen to have lived long enough to know of your brethren that were stocked in different items?
I am aware of the fate that befell them, but that was of their own doing.
You happen to know where their fate has befallen them?
Yes. I can provide you with the information you need to find the final pieces of your puzzle.
Oh. This has made this more interesting, suddenly. Although having access to some resources to ensure comfort and survival of our people is always useful, the fate of our immortal souls preoccupy me greatly.
So well should. I am no fan of this demon Lord Chakuz. He has held sway over this island long enough, and if you're capable of defeating him, it would behoove me to help you.
I heard of magic that could speak to the mind of people, but from what I know, it is on the purview of my people and more than sorcerers. Is there something that has eluded me?
I've picked up many skills over the years.
Hey, I got a question, but finish your.
I will have to speak with the others about this, but only something that could be arranged.
Of course.
If everyone is agreed, though. I will not take this decision for my group.
Certainly.
Are you currently on this island?
Sorry?
Are you currently on this island?
Yes.
The art will have to be delivered to you.
Perhaps we will meet when the time is right.
Hey, I got a question.
Sure.
Why are you offering this to myself and I'm going to assume the rest of my companions? Why don't you just go there yourself if she's dead? If it's or you need do you need pigeons to go down to the mine and trigger the traps or die from the gas?
I would be remiss if I said it wasn't without dangers. But word has reached me that you and your friends are quite capable. and have survived against surprising odds.
Do you have any information on what these dangers might be? Traps, certain types of monsters, that kind of thing?
Undoubtedly both. You would need to be aware of certain things that I will, of course, inform you to the best of my knowledge.
And how much silver are you paying up front?
I will give each of you 15 silver, and then, of course, the tower and all of its contents, other than the sorceress's black heart, are yours to keep.
Well, if the others are in, then I'm in. We can discuss it.
Of course.
You said this is included to be mows the streets. What can we say with our voice raised without endangering your endeavor?
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
You said you contacted us by our dreams because it was dangerous for people to know about this.
I prefer
What can we
secrecy, yes.
what can we say to each other that will not, like, if we speak loudly, people could hear? Like, should we avoid mentioning details about this?
Keep your voices quiet, away from prying ears. You should be okay.
So, servants of the demons are watching and listening. I don't know how far their reach goes.
Well, one of your friends
Did
has
you know
already
of?
one of your friends has already asked me to shield you from them. They shouldn't be a problem.
Okay. When the shielding keeps on over after we've dealt with this part?
I will know when you have dealt with this, and as I explained to your friend, I am no supporter of Jakuz and his hold upon this island. I see no reason why a band of adventurers such as yourselves should not be able to defeat him. It would be in my interest to assist you in that.
One of our friends is a practitioner of sorcery. There's a trick or two you could learn from your accumulated field of knowledge that could help us through that.
Well, perhaps if you've done this favor for me, then I'll be inclined to teach. I haven't taken a student on in quite some time.
If techniques that will allow us to heal ourselves from their sight could be learned, maybe it could help us reach that goal before they stop us. But if
Perhaps
you can heal us for a time, that would greatly help.
I
It
certainly
would be
can.
easier to justify derailing from our path to help you if that would be so.
I'm certainly that I can lend you some assistance after you have proven yourself to me.
Obviously. I'll speak with the others in the morning.
Desi.
Since Desi knows she's sleeping and dreaming. Andra, what do you think?
There is no response from the sword.
What was his reaction when Desi said that?
None that you could see through the mask. You can give me an insight roll.
Well, I can roll some dice. I don't know how much it's gonna help. Yeah, not even a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to talk to some other people before I make this decision.
Certainly.
You just want her heart.
Everything else in the tower and the tower itself is yours to keep.
Yeah, yeah. You feel familiar, and I don't know why, and it's bugging me.
It's an effect I have on people. I find it puts them at ease more often than not.
Yeah, I don't like it. If I don't know you, I don't want you to feel familiar. That's just creepy.
Perhaps we've met in a past life.
Yeah,
Yours,
greatly
not
doubt it.
mine.
I don't have past lives. I'm not a elf or something.
Elves don't have past lives either. We simply are.
Oh. Yeah, well, I've got a short life, so, not multiple, just the one. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get you to come back another night after I've had a chance to talk to other people about that.
Certainly. I understand.
The last thing I'm gonna say before the dreams end is there any way for you to prove me that you're not working for that Jacques guy? Not the first time someone speaks in my mind. Hard to make difference between people just racing through to my mind.
I don't believe there's any way. You either trust me or you don't.
Hmm. I wouldn't say trust you, but we can work something out.
I mean, I would assume, given what I know of him, that his previous encounters with you have been decidedly more violent.
I'm just worried about him trying to trick us.
I see.
Not that I don't want to trust you, but he has offered us to just come to his city and make a deal, which I assume is a trap.
Oh, it's probably not a trap. He probably truly wants to meet you and make a deal. I don't know
I'm
how that
not gonna
deal would
like
work
that
out for
deal.
you.
Yeah, what I expect.
You'll find that most demons will tell you as much truth as they can. Makes it easier for them to manipulate you if some of it is true.
Makes sense. The best lie is half the truth.
Yes. But by all means, discuss with your friends, and if you feel that this is not something you feel comfortable doing, I will reach out to others. But
I'll see them in the morning.
tales of your um, endeavors have reached me, and I've been impressed.
Is there anything in that dream that feels demonic? You think I
Uh,
can detect? Could I detect magic in my dream, or I don't know what I can do right now. But trying to
uh,
assess.
you can give me an insight roll.
Okay. I'm trying to assess my gut feeling of this.
Right.
Insight.
Yeah, insight roll.
I'm gonna click that.
Okay.
And nope, can't read him.
Um, yeah, it's whether it's because it's a dream or whether it's because of the kind of like, ageless immortality of an elf. They're really kind of aloof. You can't get a read on them.
I'll see what the others in the morning. He's gonna let the dream pass and wake up eventually.
All right. So assuming nobody else has any questions, the dream kind of fades into a more mundane dream, whatever that may be for you. And you wake up in the morning refreshed. You guys can hit rest buttons, all that fun stuff. You don't have to worry about food and water today because it's all included in your stay.
Yeah. Just having a hard time getting back into the game. My computer crashed and I
Oh no.
Oh, it's working now.
So I come down, look for breakfast, look for my party members. I don't know if anyone's up before I am, but
Ah, Okai's probably up quite early. I don't know if it's before you, but you'll meet up soon.
I probably slept in knowing Ryzen. A comfy bed, chance to sleep in probably.
Yeah, Dizzy's definitely sleeping in.
I am not. I'm getting up.
You got business.
Yeah, I got a couple of things I want to do.
Okai is downstairs, clean with his pig, also clean. Eating and feeding him. How was the night, prison?
I had the most wonderful dream, and I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that at least one of you also had that dream.
Yeah, probably. If you dream of taxation and negotiation, we might have had the same one.
Yeah, for me it was a guy in a crow mask and feathers and something about a tower and a dead sorcerer and wanting her heart.
Yeah. Yeah. We're on the same page. I also said I wouldn't speak about this too loudly. And speak about it together, but seems to not want it to spread too much.
Well, I said I would talk to my party members and go with the consensus.
Yeah. I said I needed to speak with my friends before we agreed to, okay? We offered a couple of things that were tempting. I don't want to say all of those things out loud because, you know, some people are watching over our stuff. But maybe getting a bit of privacy out of that deal. And some information about where to look for more things that we need. Sorry, I'm talking in metaphor, but I don't know how clearly those priests and Jakris can hear us.
That's okay.
But he made some pretty interesting arguments. The question is, do you want to believe him?
I didn't really argue with him. I just asked, what's in it for us? What's the catch? That kind of thing. What kind of perils we're looking at possibly? Why doesn't he just go do it himself? That kind of thing.
I checked if he could help us with some stuff, and he said that some other people in the group had asked him for that. So I think that's not something I was the only one thinking about. We could get some material out of that, and we could also get some help dealing with the ineffable. I mean, it could be interesting. Seems like an interesting deal. The question is, do we trust that guy?
We have no real reason to trust somebody who just, shows up in our dreams. But then again, we're in a foreign land trying to start a new life. So who knows who we should and shouldn't actually trust here?
If I had the power to speak to people's dreams, I would hire people like that all the time. So it might be better that I don't know how to do that.
Desi will come downstairs.
Oh, good morning, Desi.
She'll like the stretch. Yeah. Oh,
There's
3
been,
nights of that's gonna make me soft.
if you want, we can
Oh,
train during the day. You can beat me up a bit. I can rough you up, keep you sharp.
that might make me feel better. Apparently, Caldy plans to put me in other clothes, so as long as there's no dresses, it'll be fine.
And now there's beans and bacon.
Oh, beans and bacon. Both. God.
Mm-hmm.
Really gonna be soft by the time we leave.
Yeah, we better have some training time.
Yeah, I think so.
And you should get a manicure and a pedicure while you're here too.
A what and a what?
Isn't that the thing they do to file the hoof of like horse and pigs? Or am I mistaking something for something else?
Yeah, but
I have no idea. I don't know what either of
yeah,
those things are, and I don't know
yeah,
enough about animals.
but I think royalty pays for that kind of thing too. Try to be even daintier and softer and stuff.
Oh yeah, because I'm definitely dainty and soft. That's what people think of when they think of Desi, I'm sure.
Oh, we knew you. We could call it My Fair Desi.
That just sounds horrible. I had a weird dream last night.
You too? I
Oh,
think we all had it.
great. That's not creepy at all.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah. Has Caldy come down?
Holly got up and left early.
Yeah, she wouldn't have noticed. He's usually like lost in blankets in a pile or under a pillow or something. I don't know where he is. But we should definitely all talk about that if
Maybe he's out getting
could-
you your new clothes.
oh great. That'll be Interesting.
I think he left before you got up.
Oh, I'm used to him
But
coming to bed as I'm getting up, so that's kind of weird.
did you dream of negotiation and tractation?
I dreamt about a guy in a mask.
Did he make an offer and you made a counter offer and stuff like that?
He made an offer, and I couldn't figure out how or why I knew him, and Andra wasn't answering me, so I told him that I would think about it and not make a decision.
You offered a couple of things quite interesting to help us find the other friends of yours, and I point to the sword, and
Uh-huh.
and also keep us discreet from our common enemy and stuff like that.
Oh, told you a
Then
lot more than he
apparently somebody else asked him stuff similar to what I asked, so I wasn't the only one to try to get information out of him. But it doesn't seem to be related to the priest of Jacuz. But like there was some interesting stuff in what he was offering. The question is, do we trust him? And that's something I wanted to speak with all of you before deciding if I trust him or not.
Yeah, we should definitely find Culdy. I didn't even get that far in the talking to the guy thing. He couldn't give me a name that I knew, but he felt really familiar, so I just kind of shut it down.
No. I was just assuming because it was a dream that it would feel like something in my dream. That's why it felt familiar, but I didn't think it would be him.
I just didn't trust it.
Yeah. I was trying to see what to expect of him and what he could try to promise. So I want to try to pull on the rope a bit, see where it goes. Open the door to maybe teaching Trestius a trick or two to keep us from being seen by those jolly fellow.
Yeah, that might
Oh,
be handy.
there sounds like something of interest that we could get out of that. Like you could use as tricks to keep us discreet and maybe point us to where are the other things we're looking for, and maybe teach us just a trick or two. Um, but the what was not there, is it just the priest trying to trick us? It didn't feel like it, but how am I supposed to make a difference between those two things? All
This is the
people
thing.
speaking in my mind.
I'm really not the crafty, thinky type. So if Andra wouldn't talk to me, I wasn't going to make any kind of arrangement with him. So Culdy does.
He did say that he might have known them back in the day. So maybe Andre knows him too. Maybe you could not speak with your sword while he was there, but maybe you can find a way to have a little talk with her before he comes back.
Yeah, maybe. I didn't even think about the fact that if he was controlling it, then she wouldn't be able to get through. Huh, maybe.
Only one person can enter your dream.
That's
But
either creepy or reassuring, and I'm not sure which.
well, he did say that he knew them back in the day. So maybe they know him too. So if somebody in a group can speak with his friend in a stone, maybe we can know a bit more about him and decide if we can trust him.
Well, I doubt that the I doubt that the three are going to want to talk. They're, from what I remember, they're pretty hostile.
Yeah.
Leonardus and Retora and Fecker.
We could go and try to find Colby. Maybe we could
Yeah,
try to find Colby. Let's try to
if
find Colby,
anybody,
talk about this,
yeah, if anybody made a good deal, it'd be Culty.
and maybe you can take an afternoon nap, see if you can have a talk.
Jeez. Sleeping in
And
a
this
soft
evening,
bed, afternoon nap. I'm gonna be useless when we leave here.
yeah, and in the evening, we're gonna train together, because if you don't want to go real soft, like this evening, I'm gonna rough you up a bit.
All
We're
right,
all good.
that sounds like a good idea, actually, because I'm gonna be bored off my ass if I'm just following Culty around while he makes deals with people for stuff.
And I
I'm
was
a
thinking,
horrible
well,
to do bubble baths in the wilderness now.
Yeah, I only know of one way to get bubbles in a bath, and it's not. No.
it's more of a rhythm thing, getting bubble in the back.
Yeah, little bit. I don't need company while I'm trying to get
I can
clothes
help
off.
with that.
Nope, I'm good. No thanks. Let's go find Culty.
And while we're taking a break, I think I could
Friendship is
make
magic.
There are two people I trust to take a bath with me, and neither of them are you, Risen. Sorry. And it's for various reasons. Just
One day, one day.
one day, but not this day.
Is one of them Caldy, and is it because A, he's a different species, and B, he's too old to do anything if he wanted to?
And he pays her for protection. So yeah, you need me alive and happy with you.
if we put Colby in hot water, he might just like become like not wrinkled for like 10 minutes.
So rehydrate him.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
It sounds like I just need to come up with an agreed upon price and say I just need protection.
No. I work for one person at a time. I've decided just now.
Good effort.
Besides, taking care of Caldy, that's a full-time job. He's small and gets into scrapes and hard to reach
Tends
places.
to wander off.
Wanders off. Gets
I'm
lost in
small.
the blankets. Yeah, you're bigger than Caldy is.
Emma?
I'm pretty sure if you were covered in a pile of blankets, I would still know you were there. Caldy gets lost under a pillow. I shove the blankets off. I don't know if he's in them or not until they start moving.
You probably get lost in a pile of dragon food.
If Prison is
I
in a
was-
pile of blankets, you'll probably hear the farts.
If Caldy was any shorter,
See,
he'd be riding that squirrel.
Phrasing.
Oh, we're not making a teeny tiny saddle. Just no. We'll get you a dog.
Anyway, Caldy was out making deals,
Yeah, figured.
right? But that was two things. I don't think we should roleplay the making deals part of it. Why don't we just say I spent 2 willpower for 2 gold? Chris?
Okay.
That brings me down to 0. I'll bring them to my little buddy there, who goes by the name of Santino,
All right.
who owes me 5 silver. He's the He's the biggest merchant in the place. I assume he can handle the clothing, and
Certainly can.
I will get a fresh suit. No, I just that's what 10 silvers, 1 gold, right?
Yep.
So that's 25 silver. I'm also going to try to sell that necklace I found in the tomb that I've been carrying around forever that doesn't do anything.
Okay. Yeah, you can get whatever the price for that is. Did I
I
tell
can't
you?
remember what that was. I don't have a note on it anywhere. Okatai, do you have a note on that?
So which one? The necklace?
Yeah,
Way at the
Just a sec.
beginning.
I do have the notes on that.
right. So how much was that?
I'm loading the start. The start.
I love that other people have charts. I have a text document.
So do I. Oh, notepad. That was way back.
That was a
right?
long time
Like
ago.
that was before Trestius got his book.
The Ankylosaur was still alive.
Holy shit. Notes are not for losers, Trestius. I know you've got notes.
I didn't keep a note for Volador, and look what happened.
Well, I mean, it's just as well, because...
All right. Well, basically, I'm going to
It was the
leave that
necklace,
as
Toby? It was the necklace you wanted?
yeah,
12 silver.
12 silver. So that leaves me 37 silver. And I'm. You said how much was clothes for the medium clothes, Chris? 15? Did you say silver?
15 silver.
All right. So there's that leaves me 7 silver left. I'm going to once for me, once for Desi. I'll just drop that necklace off the list. The leftover 7 just put on the tab. I get onto your sheet, Okatai.
7 silver?
And actually, yeah, no, actually, I'm going to keep the 7, and I'm going to try to use that to bribe, see if I can find any information about the either the woman with the crazy yellow eyes or that guy that tried to kill me. See if they've been around here.
All right. Give me a. Let's call it a manipulation roll. So yeah, as you ask around, yes, the woman with the yellow eyes has been seen in the area. Very striking young woman. More so because of the yellow eyes, almost animalistic eyes. No sign of the gentleman that betrayed you. But
The woman with the yellow eyes, my droid friend?
sorry, what was that?
Just asking, because I missed the part. Was the woman with yellow eyes my druid friend?
No.
Okay, good. Just making
No,
sure.
we've never met her.
But while she was here, she did take up with some people who are near duels, and kind of encouraged them to journey with her, hired them on as protections and bodyguards. Not the sort of folks that you would want as bodyguards. The sort of people that you would hire bodyguards to protect you from is more what they were.
Okay. How long ago was that?
Couldn't have been more than a couple days.
So after we after the raid on our village. So
Yeah.
okay. Kind of trying to. I kind of want to make an insight check to see if she has anything to do with Jakuz, but I can't think of a reason that I would make that jump in logic, except for just my own personal suspicions.
Yeah. Insight would let you pick up like what somebody's emotional state is, but it wouldn't provide you any information
Yeah.
of that nature.
And I already made the lore check, so I know that no human has yellow eyes.
Yes.
All right. Did that cost me anything finding this stuff out?
No, that's just general scuttlebutt. When you settle up in the tavern, you're nursing your beer, like, hey, so anything strange happen?
Okay. So Okatai, just throw the 7 silver I have left over. I'll go back to the group and give the 7 silver back to Okatai for the. Well, I'll just keep it on my gear, but throw it on the
Yeah.
on the sheet there.
Yeah. We
Oh,
need
and I had 3
to
silver, so I have 10. I have 10 silver left.
that's the equivalent of the gold, but I'm writing them down in silver because cash has a weight in that game.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to break. It's hard to make change sometimes if you're carrying around
Yep.
1 gold piece. All right.
Um,
So there's that. And I'll say, Desi, it's time to go pick out your outfit. I'm already wearing mine, and it looks fantastic.
Sure.
Colby, before
You
you
guys
go,
want to come along to hit the merchant?
yeah, a
Sure.
couple of things we need to set up for. We need to buy some saddles, and I need rope. I need like 40 meters of rope.
Holy. Oh, for your harpoons.
Yep. Last time something was flying too high for me to bring it down. I don't want that to happen again.
Makes sense. I
And
definitely can't hit anything high.
well,
I could
that's
get.
exactly the point. If I harpoon something high, I can bring it down to a distance you can hit it with your sword.
Yeah.
That's the point.
I mean, we could toss Scaldy up there, but
The thing
I
with
don't know
rope
how well it
is
flies.
the thing with rope is I can get it, but it's 1 willpower per 10 meters. And I don't want to spend 4 willpower on freaking rope.
That's the
Yeah.
point. We're gonna buy rope here. We need to buy a bunch of arrows for Trestius too,
Uh-huh.
and cattle. That's what I have on my list.
That's what we came here for. The clothes are just a weird.
Well, if you want to rock your clothes, you need another set of clothes, though.
We'll probably
Yeah.
top up our food too while we're here. Maybe we can do that at the inn and not get charged for it. Since I gave him, he got a gold profit off us.
Yeah, I've barely got anything left. So as they're heading to the merchants, Desi will look down at Caldy. So how'd you sleep last night?
Oh yeah, yeah. So an old elven wizard came to me for offered me a mission. I don't know. I accepted. You guys want to come?
So I assume you are the other one that asked about getting us protection from the scrying and information about the other items.
Yeah, this is kind of the deal that the deal they offered was. I don't know. Would this go with my pride there, Chris?
Probably. You could probably use your pride if you need to make any rolls related to it.
Oh, right. Okay, so I didn't have to do that, right? Okay, I forgot how to use that. Anyway, I was thinking of pride as motivation, which is exactly what I did in that conversation. Yeah, they offered us. He said, "Let's go get this art
For
from
that, when you say out loud.
yeah, we'll go through what she said, but I also got her to say that she'll tell us where the next gem is, and
That's what I mean by being careful about what you say out loud.
right. So yeah, well, okay, well, once I realize that you already heard the initial spiel, then I won't go over that. But yeah, this is like yeah, next and the like issue with the next gem, help with finding the next gem, and you know what is kind of watching us is she's gonna try to help us cloud that, and wouldn't mind if we might
I
provide some
don't
help
know if he has.
taking that thing down.
I don't know if he has already started doing that clouding thing, so that's why I'm being careful with what we say. I don't know how clearly they can hear us. Or
Oh,
if they can
that's
just,
right. Yeah.
That's just why I'm careful.
Hopefully that was part of the deal, because I already accepted. So I hope you guys are coming along. Be rough doing it
Oh.
alone.
I didn't want to make any bargains with someone I didn't know without, talking to smarter people first.
Oh yeah. Well, anyway, I'll hit it. This thing's gone by many names, and I'll throw out a couple of the Elvish names. It's basically this story about a mortal elven wizard.
Well, he said he knew the people in our items that we're carrying around. So they might know him too. So I was suggesting that Desi took a nap this afternoon to speak with her friend and see when she can tell us about him. See if we can trust him. Depending on how that goes, we'll take it or leave it.
That's a spectacular idea.
Since we know about them and they probably know about him, his information, if those swords come from, his information about where the rest of the things are probably valuable.
I'd have a conversation with my little buddies too, but the main one doesn't like me very much, and the other two are scared of the main one.
Yours are cranky assholes. I mean, at least with me, it's just the sword itself that's the cranky asshole. The person is actually decent and kind of nice.
Well,
But
one of them seems all right. See, the other one's just I don't know, a brown noser, and the main one's like I don't know, just a crappy boss.
yeah, I remember their names.
So anyway, yours seems nice. So tonight, maybe have a conversation with her.
I tried to while I was sleeping last night, but
So I suggest an afternoon nap so that she may speak with her before that guy comes back.
yeah,
Because there seems to be only one person in a dream at a time.
maybe. I mean, maybe she's pissed at me and I just don't know it yet. But I mean, she seems like the type that would tell me if she was pissed at me, but maybe not. I don't know. I've done shit since the last time we talked. We'll see. But yeah, once we get me in not a dress, because that just seems really impractical to fight in, I'll try to sleep, and then Okatai and I are going to do some fighting tonight so I don't lose my touch. Because all this sleeping and we had breakfast. Beans and bacon.
It was more than one thing in the breakfast.
Beans and breakfast, and I'm pretty sure there was toast.
I mean, when we're at home, I always eat at Risen's place because Risen food is great. But this is not the same thing as when we're on the trail and we're eating trail rations.
Yeah. I'm used to whatever's left over on the stick from the night before. They actually served it in a bowl. Can you imagine?
With cutlery.
From a bowl. With cutlery. They gave me a spoon. What the hell?
So one side of everything is eaten with a knife.
Yeah, right? You either eat it straight off the stick or you poke your knife in it.
Yeah, like tiny spear to poke the meat with. Like forks, they say. Just tiny spear.
So weird.
We're gonna go shop.
I'm not meant for this village life. It's kind of creepy.
We're gonna go shop for the things we need. Make sure that we can take control of the cattle we buy when we leave, because we don't want to have to deal with the cattle before we leave.
Yeah, we'd have to find some place to stick them, put them.
Since we're gonna stay here at least, since we're staying here at least 2 days, like when we're ready to leave, just so we can leave with them.
Well, maybe we wait and buy the cattle after we get back from the tower, and have a lot more money on us.
Where's
We need to be able to
Yep.
hire some of these people that we rescued to take it
Can we
back to
just
our
buy
village.
can we just buy the cattle, bring them to the village, and then go to the tower?
I
Do we
was
even know where the
yeah.
tower is?
I was gonna ask where's the tower supposed to be? Isn't it north? Didn't he say north?
Northwest.
Northwest, I believe.
Northwest, something like that?
Yeah, so we're gonna want the cows to drop off at the village. We'll drop them at home on our way up.
Yep.
Yes, the tower was told to you was northwest where the three rivers meet.
Yeah, I got the Three Rivers place.
Uh,
And he's offering us the tower afterward, and Tristis has been buggering me for a tower for months. So,
Yeah, it's way too far from home for Trustius to use that as his tower.
well, the next thing I want to do after we deal with that tower is go steal some griffin eggs. So maybe that becomes easier to go from there to there.
Maybe.
This
I
island
think
is
I'd rather walk,
huge.
but
This island is huge. If we want to find all of the things we need to find, being able to fly would change the deal a lot. And you'll
It's
see they're
gonna-
adorable. They're adorable when they're raised straight from the egg.
I'd still rather walk.
I know, but it's gonna take us years.
You can fly. I'll just run.
Okay, I'll fly your run, and I can. If it's not going fast enough, I'll just grab you.
Ugh. No, none of that. All right. So, Desi,
You can appreciate them for scouting. Because really don't
scouting
want to
would be
fly.
fine. Scouting would be fine.
So, over the course of the day, you guys can make whatever arrangements you need for things that you want to get, pick up arrows, all that fun stuff. You can definitely replenish your food at the inn. I will assume that while you guys have been doing this, the 3 days that you spend in the village, kind of getting everything organized, is when Trustius is doing his training with the mayor.
Excellent.
Is there any druids in that village? I guess not, but I'm gonna check for it.
No, there are no druids in this village.
That was my guess, but gotta check. And was there any alchemists?
No.
Okay. I want to learn the first thing of alchemy, and I find it strange to try to learn it by myself. I'll definitely try, though.
And assuming that you ask around during your time here, once you've decided that yes, we're going to go look for this tower, when you get back to the inn, there is a sizable pile of silver coins waiting for you. To the tune of 75 silver.
75.
Yep, 75 silver pieces, 15 each.
Okay.
And as you ask around, you can. People have heard of the Three Rivers. It's a good distance to the northwest. 1, 2, 3. This way. But they can tell you it's between two mountain ranges on the other side of the forest, on the other side of the desert.
Sorry, between two mountain ranges on the other side of the...
On the other side of the forest, which is on the other side of the desert.
That's one hell of a ride.
God, we haven't even seen a desert yet.
You have not.
Yeah.
Okay. So we definitely need to steal those griffin eggs.
New hexes, new hexes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, let's. So yeah, we go wait for Trusty's to finish restraining.
Yeah, assuming nothing goes awry, you're looking at probably probably the better part of a week or two travel.
Assuming
Nothing goes wrong.
a week or two of travel to get to the Three Rivers.
Yes. And that's assuming, you know, as the crow flies, not distracted by anything.
Oof. So farther if there's anything in the way.
Yep.
That's a lot of time.
I mean, if it's that far, he knows it's gonna take us a bit of time. That makes my desire to get some griffin or more mounts like more decided. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have orcs to sell in that village?
Pardon?
Do they have
Do they have
orcs to sell?
They do have horses if you want to buy horses.
'Cause we already have some, but not enough for everyone. If you want to go
Yeah.
that far, it might be an idea. But we need to build a stable before I do that because otherwise they are not getting fed. Yeah, we need to get onto that.
Do we have two or just the one?
We have currently 3 orcs. Yeah, 3 orcs. Because we have the 2 that the guy on full plate were on, and we got 1 that was pulling a slave cart
Ah, gotcha.
that we did stop.
And the big question really is how many cows do you want to buy at a gold apiece?
And how much I keep?
I should check rarity because
Yeah.
cows are actually considered uncommon.
Because I'd like to buy cow and sheep.
Oh, they do have a cow.
Let's say I'm willing to buy up to 4 cow if
Okay.
they have them.
They do. They have 6 cows.
Okay. Because every cow produces milk every day, and that's rated.
Yep.
And we can turn that into cheese to keep it longer. Because risen is a cow. We have 6 cow, and do they have sheep?
Sheep, yes, they do.
How much of them do they have?
They have as many sheep as you would like to buy.
Okay, those are common.
They are. Yep.
Uh,
I tell you, they're certainly not common in Ark. I found like 1 in all the time I've played. Freaking sheep.
I haven't found any. I'm lucky if I find a mammal. The biggest mammal I've found so far is a monkey.
So yes, sheep are 3 silver each. You can buy as many sheep as you like.
You're okay with them if I take those, if I choose the numbers? Like, I assume it's within making all the deals. Okai is just taking production for making people alive with enough food.
Perfect.
Desi has no interest and is going to try taking her magic nap while everyone's out bargaining for animals.
And did they have horses?
They do not have horses.
Okay,
Let me
so
check.
we're gonna deal with the horses we have.
They do not have horses.
Do they have pig?
Yes, they have pigs. 2
Okay.
silver each. Got a whole menagerie.
Yep. It'll be a fun way back home.
Right. So, Desi, you're going to try to communicate with your sword?
Gonna try to talk to. Well, not Bria. She's been kind of cranky lately. I'm gonna try to talk to Andra, though.
Okay. Settle down into your nice comfy bed.
Yep. Toss and turn for a bit, because it feels weird. Not used to being in a cushy place. Warm and comfortable at the same time.
I'm gonna rough you up after you sleep so you don't feel too comfortable.
Yes. Yes.
And yes, as you drift off into sleep, you do find that that kind of featureless plain where Andre usually meets you.
Is Andra in it?
Yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure if I was here alone or not. Hello.
Hello.
Haven't seen you in a bit.
No. Communication is fraught with dangers.
Okay.
He knows that you're well on your way to finding the pieces. He is keeping an eye. Displays of power draw attention.
I didn't realize this was a display of power. Okay. I would think us slaughtering a bunch of their people would be more of a display, but
Swords are designed to kill people.
mm-hmm.
Elven souls communicating with a human in a dreamscape is a different type of power.
Speaking of, we were visited by an elven wizard in a crow mask who wants us to find the heart of a sorceress in the northwest, near where the 3 rivers meet. There's a tower there.
I'm familiar with the location, not the tower, but the rivers.
Oh, Desi will toss out a couple of the names that he gave her. She didn't recognize them, but she would have remembered what they were. She's getting kind of retentive about this name thing.
Those are names from history, stories. There's likely some truth to them.
Well, I don't recognize any of the names or know who this guy is, but I thought you might, and whether or not we should deal with him or not.
You should never deal with a sorcerer.
Okay, but we've got one with us, and he likes to learn things. And this guy says he can help us find another gem, and that he can hide us from the person we're trying to hide from.
Sorcerers can do a great many things, but all of them are interested only in their own power.
Okay.
More people than you can count have fallen sway to the idea that this sorcerer is different. And perhaps once we are free of the island, I will show you their graves.
Would that be why Brieth has put a time limit on the sorcerer that we're with?
Quite possibly. You must remember that you may think that he's your friend, but he is an immortal elf. You're nothing more than an ant to him. There will come a time when he is 1,000 years old and he does not remember who you even were.
Oh yeah. And I'll be dead, so I won't care. I'm not... As long as I'm not with the... As long as I'm not stuck in this island, what happens after I'm dead is not my concern, really. It matters more what happens while I'm alive. So, the fact that he's going to forget me in 1,000 years doesn't make a lick of difference to me.
It's because you're human.
Yes. I know I have a short lifespan compared to a lot of other people. And doing what I do, I expect to have a shorter lifespan than most humans. So it's not something I worry about.
So take it from somebody who has lived for thousands of years in one form or another. Sorcerers are never to be trusted. You can certainly work with them. You can certainly come to beneficial arrangements. If you trust one, you have made a mistake.
And what would happen? I mean, I'm gonna die early. We both know that. I'm gonna die sooner than probably everyone else I know. So, what difference is trusting a sorcerer going to make?
If you trust him, then he can injure you in ways other than killing you.
That's true of anybody.
Don't trust anybody then. But especially
Well,
not
that
sorcerers.
that sounds like a shitty life. I mean, not something I'm unfamiliar with, but
And perhaps Trustius is still relatively young.
beats the fuck out of me. Sorry. I don't know.
But this sorcerer that has communicated with you undoubtedly will help you. But there is something in it for them.
Yes, he wants her heart. Her black heart. I don't know if that's a metaphor for something, or if it's actually physically black, or if it's charred and withered and she's actually still using it. I don't know.
Fortunately, I am not a scholar.
But that's why I wanted to check and see if you knew who they were. Either of them.
I've heard the name in stories and legends.
Is it a good thing that you've heard or a bad thing that you've heard?
Depends on the story or legend.
Great.
One accumulates tales from both sides over millennia.
I suppose it depends on who's telling the story, doesn't it?
It does.
And you don't know who she is either.
I do not know. There are many sorceresses throughout history.
Yeah, we killed... No! Sorry, we didn't kill one recently. She lit herself on fire.
Then I doubt she was legendary.
Well, I mean, it looked pretty legendary when she was going up, but, yeah. That was something.
The common people think that sorcerers trek with demons, and that is the source of their power. They are not incorrect.
What?
They are not wholly correct either, but they are not incorrect. All magic comes from someplace.
Right.
Druids tap the natural world. Sorcerers tap the unnatural.
Okay. there are unnatural things that aren't demonic,
Very few.
aren't there?
Very few.
So the book he has, that's got a demon in it? Or
No, not
was written by one? Or,
probably.
okay, and he's learning from somebody in this town right now, probably the mayor, I'm not sure. They seemed humanish.
She undoubtedly is. The source of the magic is demonic. Or so they say.
Or so they say, doesn't help me. All,
I am not a
are you
scholar.
deliberately...
If you want a scholar, you need to talk to somebody else.
Okay, that's fair. You are bound into a sword, and we do kind of have an attitude.
I am
Um,
a warrior, bred for battle.
Which I appreciate. I do, honestly. Yeah. So the sword has put a time limit on my association with Trustius.
Yes.
I don't plan to kill him. Or try to. So, the day before, what do I do with the sword so that you're not in danger and neither is he?
I am the sword. The sword is merely the worst aspects of me.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It is me unbridled by soul and compassion.
Right. And one of us, currently you, needs to have compassion because I'm not exactly known for it. So I decided that I'm not going to kill him. So, regardless of what unbridled Briath you thinks, that's not happening. So where do I put you? Or where do I put the sword? What do I do with it? Because I found you buried in the ground, and that doesn't seem like a terribly pleasant place to put you back into. And we need you to do something against the person who's currently in charge of the island.
Then I would suggest that you do that before the time limit runs out. And then it will not be a problem.
See, there's this thing called distance, and we don't have a magical way of getting from one point to another. We're currently, apparently, this place where you last saw 3 of your companions is way up north.
Ask your sorcerer
In a
friend.
place... He doesn't do that kind of magic.
He can learn. If he wanted to.
He could probably learn faster than we could get there if we could find someone to teach him. Like, I'm sure he will be happy to learn anything someone sits in front of him. He seems to be that type. But we have limited people available, and even more limited sorcerers who aren't trying to kill us. So, so far, most of the people who've wielded magic have been really eager to kill us, and vice versa. So,
Sorcerer's trying to kill you. If only someone had predicted that.
yeah, well, they are slavers, and we kind of look dimly on that.
When the time comes, you may not be able to put down the sword.
Okay. That's good to know.
So
Peace bonding it is semi-effective.
it angers it.
I don't care.
You might.
It keeps it in its sheath a little longer than would otherwise, so it reminds me that I don't always need to pull it out.
Regardless. Don't trust the sorcerer.
And yet, trust him to get me halfway across the island in a minute compared to the weeks it's going to take us to get there.
Sorcerers are useful. It's not the same as trust. And then she fades out.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, when Desi comes out of the room, she's in a bit of a mood and immediately goes to Okatai, smacks him in the arm, says, "Come on, we're fighting."
We need to get some of that out. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. Too much laying down. I need to move a lot and hit things.
Good. We need to get faster.
You're gonna want to avoid me hitting you.
Yeah, that's the point of getting faster.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Desi's gonna work out some frustration and anger and turmoil.
Right. So as Desi is doing that, I think we will bring things to a close. When we pick up next week, we will assume that you guys have gotten your menagerie of cattle back to your village.
Woohoo!
And then we will...
Even my dragon.
Yeah. And we will assume that Tresius has gotten his training done with the mayor. And you guys can start deciding if you are going to try to find this tower that you have accepted payment to do.
Well, I will be.
Culdy is easily motivated.
Yeah, very easily motivated.
Caldy's first
Jingle,
motivation
jingle.
was to get money. Second, that's until he found out that if he dies here, he's going to be his soul's going to a demon, and nobody ever gets off the island. So his original plan is shot. So first we got to kill the demon, then we can work on anything else.
All right.
Every time the further we plan to go on the island, the more I want those griffin eggs.
All right. XP. Participate in game session? Yes. Travel through a hex you have not visited? No. New adventure site? No. Defeat monsters? No. Find treasure 1 gold worth or more? Yes, because the sorcerer paid you. Build a function? No. Activate your pride? Okatai did. Suffer from dark secret? No. Risk your life? No. Extraordinary action? No. So it's 2 XP for everybody and 3 for Okatai.
I now have 16 XP and have to start thinking about what I'm going to spend it on.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And you guys will be in the village here for a couple of days getting everything organized and for Trustius to finish his training. So if you do want to spend XP, we will assume that you have rested during that point.
What's it cost to do a skill rather than a talent?
5 times the level you're going to for a skill.
Since we're in town, should I try to buy ingredients to try my hand at alchemy? Like trying to learn the talent with Vitro?
Sure.
Good. We'll do that next game, or do I do that now?
We'll do that at the start of next session. It'll give me a
Sounds
chance
good.
to look up the alchemy skill so I can see exactly what it does.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but it's thematically nice.
Yep. But yes, so we'll see everybody next week as you guys look at starting to trek further afield than you have ever gone.
Yeah.
Lots of hexes.
Up to the great sandy north, apparently.
All right.